have no time to lose. The end is near. The passage from place to place to spread the truth will be soon hedged with dangers on the right hand and on the left. Everything will be placed to obstruct the way of the Lord's messengers, so that they will not be able to do that which it is possible for them to do now.
We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator.
Oxford City Council has taken the climate crisis extremely seriously. So we declared a climate emergency a couple of years ago, and since then we've worked on lots of measures to reduce our carbon emissions. There's lots of commitment in this area.
God has revealed what is to take place in the last days, that his people may be prepared to stand against the tempest of opposition and wrath. Those who have been warned of the events before them are not to sit in calm expectation of the coming storm, comforting themselves that the Lord will shelter his faithful ones in the day of trouble.
Zero emission zone is a charging scheme, essentially. The only vehicles that are fully zero emission will be allowed into the zone free of charge.
You know, it's all part of a process, really. Climate change is here, you know, we need to adapt quickly.
So, brethren, as you see, troublesome times are here. Freedoms we all hold dear and now is at stake, like the singer said. You have seen at the COP27, religious leaders ascended Mount Sinai, but not to look for God in the Bible, but to look for a human solution where basically they replaced God's 10 commandments, the moral law, the glue that holds the world together, and created their own 10 plus 1, they said, climate rules, which are a human standard that go completely against God while claiming to use the Bible, like Judas claiming to honor the master while behind the scenes they're organizing how to subvert the authority of God. It's a time, brethren, that we need to stand firm to principle, and we are going to preach the gospel without shame, without embarrassment, and without any equivocation. We are going to thunder it unambiguously. We are going to cry aloud, spare not, and lift our voices like a trumpet to proclaim the third and the fourth angel's message, which is the everlasting gospel. But we can't do it by ourselves. Right now, we are in dire need. The biggest method that we are using is the printed page, the silent witnesses, these books, The Great Controversy, Ministry of Healing, and other kindred materials, but they are going out faster than we can afford to buy them. In fact, on average, we've been dispatching at least 1,000 books, and these cost a lot of money. Unfortunately, it's come at a time when things are hard and there is not a lot of disposable income. But if you feel your heart impelled by the Spirit to stand with God, to be on the side of Christ, to proclaim the everlasting gospel with us, while we still can, as you are seeing, they're blocking even our freedom of movement to be able to do this work. And if God allows it now, it would mean that the work will be hampered. We can't travel from place to place. And again, this is a fulfillment of prophecy. Sister White says that the way will be hedged on the left and on the right hand side, and we will have to do this faced with insurmountable difficulties. But right now, we still have freedom. And I trust God is going to hold back these winds as long as is necessary for the gospel to be preached. But we've got no time to lose. If you have been moved by God to assist his work being carried forward, please partner with Christ and partner with us. May you please give us as much resources as you can possibly spare, as the Lord leads, and you will be sure to put it to good use. And if only one more soul could be saved, there will be great joy in heaven. And I believe there is plenty of souls that are going to be saved through this effort. So please help us to help the cause of God, to do the duty that we have been called for, to go ye therefore and to all nations and preach the gospel. Thank you.
So we're here in Oxford today. It's going to be a very special day, very big day. And what you're looking at right now are the books that we're going to be giving out today. So these are all the great controversies that we've got left in stock. And we're praying, hoping that we can, by God's grace, lend these into the right hands, all of this stock, and return with none. Please continue to pray for the work that's going on, and for the continuing weeks that we have to be working in Oxford, this special assignment. We have no more books in stock, so we are appealing to God's people, to you who have been impressed by God, to support this work. We've got only just this stock left, and next week, for the work to continue, we're going to need some more books. May God continue to impress upon your hearts and minds to support and to pray for the resources to continue to come in and to bring in as much as we can bring, so that this work doesn't stop. God bless you.
To accomplish this work, means is needed. I know that times are hard, money is not plenty, but the truth must be spread, and money to spread it must be placed in the treasury. May God help you who can do something now to make an investment in the bank of heaven. We do not ask a loan, but a free will offering, a return to the master of his own goods which he has lent you. If you love God supremely, and your neighbor as yourself, we believe you will give tangible proofs of the same in free will offerings for our mission work. There are souls to be saved, and may you be co-workers with Jesus Christ in saving these souls for whom Christ has given his life. The Lord will bless you in the good fruit you may bear to his glory. God has revealed what is to take place in the last days, that his people may be prepared to stand against the tempest of opposition and wrath. Those who have been warned of the events before them are not to sit in calm expectation of the coming storm, comforting themselves that the Lord will shelter his faithful ones in the day of trouble. We are to be as men waiting for their Lord, not in idle expectancy, but in earnest work, with unwavering faith. It is no time now to allow our minds to be engrossed with things of minor importance. While men are sleeping, Satan is actively arranging matters so that the Lord's people may not have mercy or justice. The Sunday movement is now making its way in darkness. The leaders are concealing the true issue, and many who unite in the movement do not themselves see whither the undercurrent is tending. Its professions are mild and apparently Christian, but when it shall speak it will reveal the spirit of the dragon. The wrath of man shall praise thee, says the psalmist, the remainder of wrath shalt thou restrain. God means that testing truth shall be brought to the front and become a subject of examination and discussion, even if it is through the contempt placed upon it. The minds of the people must be agitated. Every controversy, every reproach, every slander, will be God's means of provoking inquiry and awakening minds that otherwise would slumber. We as a people have not accomplished the work which God has committed to us. We are not ready for the issue to which the enforcement of the Sunday law will bring us. It is our duty, as we see the signs of approaching peril, to arouse to action. Let none sit in calm expectation of the evil, comforting themselves with the belief that this work must go on because prophecy has foretold it, and that the Lord will shelter his people. We are not doing the will of God if we sit in quietude, doing nothing to preserve liberty of conscience. Fervent, Effectual prayer should be ascending to heaven that this calamity may be deferred until we can accomplish the work which has so long been neglected. Let there be most earnest prayer, and then let us work in harmony with our prayers. My brethren, do you realize that your own salvation, as well as the destiny of other souls, depends upon the preparation you now make for the trial before us? The time that so many are now allowing to go to waste should be devoted to the charge that God has given us of preparing for the approaching crisis.
We've come to the end of another day, and these are the books that we have remaining from the morning. In the morning we had a van load full of books, and now we've got only just a few. And we're praying that God can provide for next week's mission. The great controversies in there are only but a few, probably about 3 or so boxes. The other ones have got different languages in them. So we only have about 2 boxes of Ministry of Healing, about 3 or so boxes of Ministry of the Great Controversy left. So the rest are magazines and different languages. So we pray that God can provide for the next mission as we come back to Oxford next week. Your support and your prayers for this work are very much appreciated. God bless you.